On this episode of Untold Capers and Crime, we share a true crime story that haunted a close-knit community for years. A tale of greed, betrayal, and a night in the woods that turned from a rip-off into a double murder. My guest today is Carl, who was there that night. He says he never intended for anyone to die, but once things started, they spun out of control. Carl, thanks for sitting down with us.
Thanks for letting me tell my story.
Let's start with how it all began.
Yeah, I ain't proud of what I did or didn't do, but if you want the truth, I'll tell it. People think they know the story, but they don't. It started with my buddy Johnny hearing through the grapevine that Dave Younger had come into cash from an insurance settlement and stocked up on beans. Said he and Ty Connors were camping out upriver on a bender with all of it. Johnny pitched it like free money. Roll up, scare 'em, grab the beans and cash, and get gone. Quick and simple. They weren't big guys and wouldn't put up much of a fight, if any. That's what hooked me. Then Mick got involved. I thought we needed 3 men to strong-arm them. But Mick, he came with guns, like he wanted trouble. Johnny saw that steal and backed off. Johnny muttered, "Nope, too much can go sideways now," and walked out. Mick said the guns were just to scare them, but Johnny wasn't having it. He saved himself that night. I should have gone too.
This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment crime, correct?
We talked about the plan before going. Open the door, do some saber rattling with the gun, rob them enough to get right but not take everything from them, and then ride out.
With it being planned out as a simple robbery, what went wrong?
Things already had gone wrong when I called Mick. He always had a temper and got roided out trying to be good at sports in high school. I should have known better. Mick was pretty pissed about Johnny bailing on us, but the seed was already planted in his mind. He was dialed in. Me and Mick drove up to the camp. The lantern glow from that camper cut through the dark. Dave and Ty didn't have a clue wolves were circling, but they were already drooling on themselves when we flung the door of the camper open. I told them we wanted their beans and cash. Before they even moved, Mick had the gun out. Dave threw his hands up quick and said he didn't want any trouble. Ty didn't. He stood tall, ready to swing. "You ain't about to rob him," Ty said. But then Mick snapped and unloaded into both of them. Ty went down first and then Dave. We didn't know it at the time, but Ty took a hit but wasn't dead. He stumbled back into the camper and went down hard. Knocked out cold and bleeding, but alive.
It seems that you were more a bystander to this than Mick was. Not an innocent one by any means, but still.
Yeah, Mick was in control. He said we needed to cover our tracks, lit that camper up in a blaze. I froze. I was probably in shock, I don't know. Didn't stop him, didn't move.
While you were frozen in shock, what was going on with Mick and the camper?
The camper burned hot and fast. After I snapped out of it, I just wanted to get the hell out of there. Mick, though, he just stood and stared at the glow. I didn't fire a shot, didn't start the blaze, but I didn't stop it either. That's on me. We ran through the woods, smoke in our clothes, hearts pounding. Mick laughed like it was nothing. Me, I felt sick. I guess some hikers or fishermen found the burned-out camper the next day. The police gathered what evidence they could from the burned-out camper husk, but the evidence to convict us was in the streets, not the ashes of that camper. You see, me and Mick were broke nobodies. Then, all of a sudden, we're flashing money in town with chicken heads on our arms. No jobs, no prospects. People talked, as they do, and the cops noticed, as they do. That trail led him back to Johnny somehow. He said he got caught holding, but I know that he had tried to hustle Mick for some of the money and was pissed when Mick laughed in his face about it. Anyway, for whatever reason, he told the cops what he knew and pointed him right at Mick and me. When they came for me, I broke, told them everything. By then, I saw that night at the camper play out in my mind 100 times, and it was killing me. Said Mick pulled the trigger. Mick lit the fire. All true. Mick got 2 life sentences. I got 20 to life. I'm out now, of course. This was a long time ago. But even though the time in prison is over, the sentence remains. Back then, I thought confessing to the cops would stop the guilt. It did help, but I still have nightmares.
When you strip it all down, this wasn't a story about masterminds or hardened killers. It was about choices. Small, reckless ones that stacked up until there was no turning back. They scorched futures, families, and the peace of a small mountain town. 3 men chasing what they thought was easy money. 1 walked away in time. 2 didn't. This has been Untold Capers and Crime. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel for more true crime stories.